It looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it?
It does. It looks stunning.
Well, hello there. Thank you very much. Welcome to another More Movies Reacts. My name's Greg Fisher. His name's David Roberts. And in these videos, we like to watch a trailer for a forthcoming movie, have a little chat about it, react to it, have another chat about it afterwards, that sort of thing. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm pretty damn good, sir. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much. As you might have noticed, my terrible Elvis Presley impression is due to the fact that we are about to react to the trailer for Elvis, Baz Luhrmann's forthcoming biopic about the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Aaron Presley. You ever heard of him?
No, new to me. Never heard of the guy.
Basically, he was like this massive deal back in the 1950s. They call him the king of rock and roll and stuff like that. You know about Elvis, really. Who doesn't? He's one of those stars from the mid-20th century that he's still big today. He died in 1977, but neither of us were even born then, and he's still one of the biggest names.
Transcends popular culture, really, doesn't he? He's kind of such an icon. Yeah, it's just if you haven't heard of him, you have been under the rock.
They have done a few films over the years about him, quite a lot, in fact. Most notably, the one I remember most is the one with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Where he played him. And Kurt Russell was really good, to be fair. And that was a kind of all-encompassing from start to finish. So anyway, all these years later, it looks like Baz Luhrmann has done a similar treatment. So this stars Tom Hanks as the Colonel, or Colonel Parker, I believe he was known as, who was like Elvis's manager. And it was quite a sort of famous figure himself because of that. He was to Elvis what Brian Epstein was to the Beatles. He was kind of like responsible for their gargantuan fame. Same here with the Colonel. So he's obviously got the lead role status there, being Tom Hanks. And you've got Austin Butler playing Elvis. I don't really know who this guy is. Didn't recognize his face, or thought I didn't. You reminded me he played Tex in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Came to a sticky end in that.
I think he's got like a background on the Disney Channel stuff.
Okay.
This Austin Butler guy, so
that's why we don't know who he is.
Yeah.
We've also got Cody Smith McPhee in here playing Jimmy Rogers. He was obviously we watched him recently in The Power of the Dog. But yeah, I mean, are you an Elvis fan, Dave?
It's an interesting one. I mean, I enjoy Elvis, and I think it's weird for people not to somewhat enjoy him. I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan. There's people who adore him, and I know people in my family, like my auntie and stuff, were mad on Elvis.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I'm that. 'Cause I'm a bit too young, I think, to be so mad on him.
Yeah.
But iconic figure. His songs are great. And he paved the way for so many others, really. Inspiration to the Beatles and so many others. It's
yeah. That's probably how I get to Elvis, is via the Beatles, because he was like a huge influence on them, as all of those great rock and rollers of the time were. Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Fats Domino, what's that other guy? Great Balls of Fire, Jerry Lee Lewis, all of those guys. Yeah. Johnny Cash, of course, got to mention Johnny Cash. They all came out of the same period. Elvis was probably the most famous of them, probably because he was very good looking and the girls went crazy when he started to shake his hips about and all that.
Forrest, I told you not to bother this nice young man.
Oh, no, that's all right, man. I was just showing him a thing or two on the guitar here.
Anyway, Baz Luhrmann, great filmmaker, has done some very impressive stuff. We were talking about him the other week in relation to Nightmare Alley, and that we felt that had a very Baz Luhrmann-esque look to it because it had a lot of sheen. It was very nicely shot and produced, great costumes, etc. Let's dive into this trailer, see what he's done with the story of Elvis, and have another chat about it afterwards. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Let's do it. There's Nightmare Alley again.
Would make me out to be the villain of this here story.
Oh my God, Tom Hanks. doing a very strange accent.
Are you born with destiny? Or does it just come knocking at your door?
Oh, I like that.
He's a young singer from Memphis, Tennessee. Give him a warm hayride welcome, Mr. Elvis Presley. Get a haircut, buttercup.
In that moment, I watched that skinny boy transform into a superhero. He was my destiny. I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley. Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready. Ready to fly.
Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about Elvis Presley.
Try not to move around so much during the tape. I can't move, I can't sing. Some people wanted to put me in jail the way I was moving.
They might put me in jail for walking across the street, but you're a famous white boy.
The way he sings is God-given, so there can't be nothing wrong with it.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Martin Luther King has been shot to death in Memphis.
Tragedy, but it has nothing to do with us.
It has everything to do with us.
He's got his speaking voice down.
He has, yeah.
Reverend once told me, when things are too dangerous to say, sing.
Sing!
Sing!
I'm on before the show.
It looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it?
It does. It looks stunning.
I need to get back to who I really am.
He looks the part.
He does. He does resemble the king.
And who are you, Elvis?
He's got the moves down.
I just gotta be making the most of this thing while I can.
Lose a maroon.
This can all be over in a flash.
Wonder what the costume budget on this was.
Amazing.
You and I. We are two odd, lonely children reaching for.
What is he doing with that accent, though?
The greatest show on earth.
Wow.
Greatest.
Elvis has left the building.
Oh my goodness, there we go. 3 minutes of trailer there. So this is obviously going to be an epic film. To me, it looks like they span his whole life. We've got him there
like it,
as a child, all the way through to the Vegas period, which was like sort of late 70s towards the end of his life. So it looks like it spans the whole bit, which is exciting. Because as we've talked about before, you know, sometimes these biopics, they only concentrate on a small part of their life or career. This is doing the full bit, the full Elvis.
She rode upon it, return to sender.
What are your thoughts on seeing that?
It looks great, to be honest. I'm quite excited by it. You know, it's going to have a great soundtrack, of course.
Yeah.
Just from him, he looks the part. It looks stunning.
It does.
And you think about it, there's no one. What an ideal director to take on a project like this. Who could be better than Baz Luhrmann? Because actually, you think Elvis is the theatrics and the look and the visuals is so much a part of it.
Yeah.
And that's Baz Luhrmann's style, isn't it? Yeah.
You've got an element there, by the look of it, that he's going into that tent of gospel singers. They look like they're having some sort of church meeting gospel thing, and he's getting possessed by the spirit. You know, it's almost like they're inferring that the spirit of music entered him as a child, you know, and sort of literally made his body gyrate. And obviously then flash forward to him becoming Elvis and all those whip pans into his crotch while his legs are going, and it's like all the girls going,
gyrating. That's from what I understand. Yeah, his whole kind of childhood was very much like the local gospel and the black music of the South and stuff, and that's what influenced him, and that's what he kind of started. And
what do you make of Tom Hanks's Colonel there?
It's very interesting. From what I understand, I think Tom Parker was Dutch, so
yeah, he did have Dutch roots. Yeah, so though I'd say a little bit of an accent there, but
why.
He's got this funny way of talking. It's almost like reminds me of somewhere in between the character he did in the Lady Killers.
I saw the sign in your window advertising a room to let.
And Dr. Evil.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
There's a little bit of both in there, maybe. Right. It's not going to spoil the film for me or anything, but I've got to be honest, with the fat suit and everything else, I was thinking, oh, this looks... It's the only bit that was a bit jarring. The rest looked amazing. All of that concert footage, the audience going wild, all the moves, flashing to the 68 TV special, to the Vegas performances, back to the original. It looks incredible.
And it looks really accurately reproduced as well. I'm sitting there going, yeah, I know that.
Graceland, he goes to Graceland. He's got the Cadillac when he has Lisa Marie, the baby and stuff, this one's going to be, I think it's going to be a huge movie.
Yeah, and I think it will be. And it looks great. It's going to have, the music's going to be really great. So it's going to be great just from that standpoint. Looks like a great cast. I think it's really... Austin looks the part as Elvis, I think it's probably wise to choose kind of an unknown, to take on the part, because it kind of like lets.
Kurt Russell's a little bit old now as well to return to the role.
It kind of also allows the audience to kind of get like an unknown boy from nowhere becoming a star, kind of vibe.
Good point.
I think that really works.
He's definitely got his speaking voice down. I thought he sounded quite a lot like him.
He did, and he got the moves and all that. So, this is going to be really fun. I think that's going to be the thing. And
definitely.
It's nice to see someone like Elvis, because we've obviously had a few of these musical biopics in recent years. Yeah. So
we recently talking about the Aretha Franklin one.
The Aretha Franklin. We had obviously the Queen one, Bohemian Rhapsody every year. There was the Elton John one. Mm. There's a Stevie Barry one that's out, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it's terrible. Yeah. But it's like, well, what an appropriate one to do, Elvis,
Sure. Absolutely. And like you said, Baz Luhrmann, perfect choice for somebody to be at the helm on this project, because just looking at that trailer, it is visually absolutely incredible, stunning. It was funny that we were saying about Nightmare Alley and start there. He's at the carnival, the big carnival, wheel. I was thinking, God, it does look similar in that way. But I'm excited for this one. I'll look forward to seeing it. It's an interesting journey. Elvis is an interesting figure. You love him or hate him, you can't deny that he was one of the most prominent figures in popular culture of the 20th century. So, what do you think at home watching this? Are you Elvis fans, or do you hate Elvis? Or what about this trailer? Do you like the look of it as much as we did? Are you excited for us? Let us know in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you. But I think that's it, Dave. I think we're all shook up.
That's it for this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And remember to like, share and subscribe right here on YouTube. For more film reviews and articles, check out our website, moremovies.co.uk. And join us on social media at More Movies For You. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all across the board. You know the score. If you enjoy what we do, please consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com or join us on one of our packages on Patreon. The links are in the description down below. And for more filmtastic content, click one of the buttons on screen now.